When Pokemon was first released, everybody went crazy for it, and I mean crazy. Having the ability to own your own fire-breathing lizard or your own electrical surged mouse was one of the best feelings in the world growing up as a kid. Also, another interesting thing about these powerful creatures was the names that were given to them. Something that you may not know though is in the first generation of Pokemon, a lot of these Pokemon names actually have crazy meanings behind them. So with that being said, today's video goes over 10 crazy Pokemon name meanings. Now, this is only for the first generation of Pokemon, and I'm sure there's a lot of other crazy meanings of names out there for the rest of the generation, so if you do know any other crazy Pokemon name meanings, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like on this video too to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out a new video very shortly. Make sure to subscribe as well if you haven't already to keep up to date, and follow my Twitter to hear updates about the channel. Both of those links can be found in the description down below. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. Coming up first is the ghostly Gengar. Now, Gengar's name has several meanings depending on how you look at it. So we can all assume that Gengar is a play on the word doppelganger. So obviously doppelganger, ganger, Gengar, you can kind of see the similarities. Which is also appropriate as well for a Pokemon that pretends to be people's shadows. And that is obviously doppelganger, trying to be the same as something. And that's exactly what Gengar does, you know, he's trying to be people's shadows. Also, the kanji Maboroshi can alternatively be read as Gen, and is used in the words phantom and illusion. So Gen, phantom, illusion, ghost, you know, you kind of see in the similarities. Finally, there is also a Danish word, Genganga, a term used to describe ghosts found in Scandinavian folklore. So who knew that this wacky ghost could actually be so deep? There's so many meanings behind this name and it's kind of crazy. Next up we have the water ice type Pokemon Lapras. Now, Lapras is a variation of the word Laplace, which holds several meanings for the Pokemon. Pierre-Simon Laplace was a famous mathematician who studied the sea and the tides, which makes sense given that Lapras is obviously a water-type Pokemon. Additionally, Laplace is French for seat, which makes a lot of sense also given that Lapras is one of the only water Pokemon that actually makes sense to ride. Also, obviously, Ash did ride around on it in the Orange Islands, and plus you're not going to be riding around on like Magikarps and stuff like that because it just doesn't seem humanly possible. But yeah, that is the backstory of Lapras' name. Coming up next, we have Abracadabra and Alakazam. Now, this might be more obvious to 90s kids, but younger Pokemon fans may not know that Abracadabra and Alakazam were two popular incantations that used to be spoken before the reveal of a magic trick. This explains their psychic powers and why Alakazam can bend spoons, kinda like a magic trick. There's also been a lot of controversy about these Pokemon, so in November of 2000, it was reported that Uri Geller, an Israeli psychic magician who claims to bend spoons with his mind, sued Nintendo over the Pokemon Kadabra due to its Japanese name, which he claimed was an unauthorized appropriation of his identity. Geller learned of the similarity after fans of both himself and Pokemon noted a resemblance to the character's Japanese name, behavior and face, and presented him with cards of the character to autograph after he finished taping a television special in Japan. He also further claimed that the star of Kadabra's forehead and the lightning patterns on its abdomen were symbols popular with the Waffen SS, and that through the character, Nintendo had turned him into an evil occult Pokemon character, which is just kinda crazy. Next up we have everybody's favorite electric yellow little mouse. Now, Pikachu's name isn't exactly crazy, more of just how it actually happened. So the Pika is an actual rodent that exists in real life, but Pikachu's name is more based on wordplay than it is an homage to the Pika. So Pika Pika is the Japanese onomatopoeia for sparkle, and Choo Choo in Japanese represents a squeaking sound. So Pikachu is a squeaky, sparkly mouse, which obviously makes sense because he squeaks when he speaks. Nice bit of rhyming there. And he also sparkles because he's an electric type. Coming up next, we have Farfetch'd, the Pokemon that never got an evolution. So Farfetch'd is obviously a misspelling of the adjective far-fetched, which is why it's appeared in so many Pokepuns, and it also may relate to the rarity of the Pokemon. However, there is more meaning behind the appearance of Farfetch'd. There is an old Japanese proverb that roughly translates to "the bird won't come to the party leek in hand, ready to cook itself," which of course explains why this weird duck Pokemon carries a leek. Next up on today's list is Nidoran male and Nidoran female. Now, given that this was the only Pokemon in Generation 1 with a male and a female version when Red and Blue came out, Nidoran kinda confused a lot of kids in the late 90s. The name is partly based on the Japanese words Nai, which means 2, and Nido, which is 2 times or 2 degrees, which is obviously referring to the 2 versions of the Pokemon that exist, since there is a Nidoran male and also a Nidoran female with both separate evolution lines. The Japanese word Ran also translates to orchid, a flower that can be purple or blue, which are seen as the same colours of the male and female versions of Nidoran respectively, the male being purple and the female being blue. So you can kind of see how it works out. It's pretty cool at the end of the day. Coming up next, we have Clefairy and Clefable. Now, if you're in a band in high school, or you're just really into music, or you play an instrument or anything like that, then you know that a clef is a musical symbol found on sheet music that indicates the pitch of the notes being played. This explains why Clefairy and Clefable use the move metronome, which in real life is the name of a device that keeps the beat for you while you practice. It is also why these 2 Pokemon learn the move Sing as well, seeing as obviously Clef is to do with music and everything like that. The strange thing here though is that I thought Jigglypuff would have been rather, called Clefairy, since Jigglypuff is the singing Pokemon, as we can see through the anime and everything like that. But hey, that's just my 2 cents on the situation. Coming up next, we have everybody's favourite rare Pokemon being Chansey. Now, we all know Chansey, how rare and difficult it was to get one of these for your team in Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow, going into Safari Zone, seeing one being difficult to catch. It is just not the greatest situation if you weren't the luckiest person on the planet. But anyway, given how rare Chanseys are, and the fact that they supposedly bring good luck to whoever catches them, it only makes sense that the name is a combination of the words chance and lucky, which obviously is Chansey. Makes sense. In fact, Chansey was originally named Lucky in the Pokemon Red and Blue beta, before obviously being changed to Chansey. So hey, get one of these in Red and Blue, your good luck's gonna skyrocket. Next up on today's list is another Pokemon found in the Safari Zone, being Kangaskhan. Now, Kangaskhan has a pretty cool meaning behind its name. So Kangaskhan is a combination of kangaroo and Genghis Khan, the brutally violent emperor of the Mongol Empire. This actually may explain why the Pokédex entry in one of the games for Kangaskhan states that this Pokemon becomes violently enraged when protecting their young. Finishing off today's video though, and taking the last entry, is actually 2 different Pokemon. I'm being generous today. I was finishing this video off, I found this last one out, so I was like, hey, may as well include it in the video. So first off, we have Zubat. Now, Zubato is a Japanese onomatopoeia for when a sharp object forcefully pierces something, probably referring to Zubat's fangs or the screeching sound it makes, and I think we can all remember that screeching sound when we had to go through Mount Moon back in Generation 1. And the last one is, well, technically Kabuto and Kabutops. The names of Kabuto and Kabutops are delivered from the Japanese word Kabutogani, or horseshoe crab. Kabuto is also the Japanese word for helmet, specifically those cool helmets that samurais used to wear, which is, I'm gonna guess, why it's just kind of like a helmet Pokemon. It's just kind of like a shell, isn't it? But with that, it does wrap up today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making it, and you did learn something that you didn't already know about the Pokemon name meanings in Generation 1. If you did enjoy though, please do leave a like. I would really appreciate it. Ready to help out the video, the channel, all that good stuff. Like I said at the start of the video, I would also love to hear your guys' thoughts on any other crazy name meanings out of any of the generations in Pokemon. It's really cool to find these kind of things out, so do leave them in the comment section below if you do have one of these crazy name meanings. I do also have a couple top 5s and other videos coming onto your screen in a second, so be sure to give them a watch if you do have the time, and also subscribe if you do enjoy my content. That is everything from me though, so thank you so much for watching guys, have an amazing rest of your day, and until next time guys, peace. bye.